Good evening. It's your boy ConserViz34. And I have a special premiere of Lying Our Graves from SPAC Night 2 2022. This is video footage that I did not upload. It's unreleased footage, not on YouTube, but you guys are going to see it for the first time here. Balcony view of SPAC Night 2 2022, Lying Our Graves. Enjoy. Conserviz 34 exclusive, exclusive, exclusive.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998, and if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started, and I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end, and then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing, Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. It's your boy Conserviz 34. How you doing, Minnesota? Huh? Shout out St. Paul. Minneapolis, what up? Coon Rapids. Maple Grove, how y'all doing? Shout out to all my hitters up in Duluth, way up north. Hey, shout out to my family friends that are in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. The Slacks, shout out to the Slacks. Bloomington, Mall of America, what up? Lakeville, what up? St. Cloud, what up? All the college kids at Bemidji State, University of Minnesota. Rochester, Minnesota, what up? How y'all doing? Hit that like button, folks. What up, what up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Welcome to the opening night of the 2022 Fall Dave Matthews Band Tour. Oh, what? There were shows before this? Really? There were shows before tonight. Really? I didn't realize. Nah, just playing. I'm playing, y'all. Just playing, y'all. No. This is the show that kind of draws that line in the sand. It's not a knock to my West Coast homies, okay? Shout out to John Woodbury checking in from Colorado, right? He just was at Omaha. We talked to him last night. Shout out to Conor. We're going to get him on the phone. I saw your message, Conor. We'll reach out to you by phone. He's en route to the hotel right now. Shout out to everyone we had out west. It's not a knock on y'all. All I am saying is that this was a show. The line in the sand is somewhere between Omaha, Nebraska, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. Once they literally crossed over, I mean, I'm looking at the map, it probably is on that Nebraska Iowa border. If you look at it, the Minnesota borders North and South Dakota, and then Iowa borders part of Nebraska and South Dakota. And the band just drew a line right down the middle and said, listen, anyone to the left of this line, you are going to get a show that is going to wrap up or recap what we've been doing in the last couple of years. We have not been to these markets in a while. So you're going to get Madman's Eyes. You're going to get some of the stuff from Come Tomorrow, like That Girl Is You and She, and even Do You Remember made an appearance. You're going to get the hits like Fool in the Rain and Sledgehammer, those covers that we do, right? And Fool in the Rain is a great cover. Sledgehammer, not so much. They played it tonight, and I'm sure it was really loud. But the line has been drawn. It is not a knock to any of my West Coast homies. Ven says, where's Conor? Conor will be coming. We got him on the way. We'll get to him by phone very shortly. But I just wanted to make clear, I told everyone, let's take a deep breath. We are not going to freak out or panic about the sets out west. They are not an indication of what you're going to get when the band gets to the Midwest. They play Chicago next. They go to Dayton, Ohio. Then they hit MS Jizzle for 2 shows for Shizzle. Okay, I've been doing a lot of rapping tonight. Check out my Instagram. I don't want to play that rap because it has music that probably will get copyright stricken here on YouTube. But I told everyone, oh my gosh, I'm gonna sell my MSG ticket. I'm gonna sell my Chicago tickets. I understand the concern, but you have to wait. You got to be patient. There is nothing that we had before this ties into what a fall tour typically covers. And even this market, they've had the night before, right? And that was a special Super Bowl show. That's just like the Final Four basketball show in Atlanta. Those aren't indications of how those markets are going to be played, if it's a summer stop or if it's a fall stop. Were there any liberations? No. But there were tour debuts. There was spacing of things that really did, like on paper, that looked so right. Literally with the opener. Listen, open up more shows with So Right. Open up more shows with So Right. When the World Ends is played out. I'm going to keep 100 even before we get to the callers. When the world ends, it needs to end. Okay? It was cool, Dave, right? It was the pandemic hit. When the world ends, ha ha. That song, listen, we don't need it. So Right opening a show gets the diehards on. It gets the casuals on. Anyone who's there for the first time is going to feel the energy of it. Okay? Anyone there, they're going to feel the energy of that song. So usually I let the callers talk. I'm talking my stuff tonight. I'm talking my stuff tonight because I'm trying to tell y'all, right? I told y'all, be patient. Now, if we got to a Chicago or a Dayton, or if it's MSG night 1 and I'm on the eve of heading down for that Saturday show, and they have a bunch of Come Tomorrow, Can't Stop, right? The Shake Me Like a Monkey, then we can panic. But that did not happen. And you look at this set tonight, I look at the clips from everyone who was out there tonight. And people had fun last night. I'm not taking that away from the people of Omaha. I'm not taking away stuff from the people in the other parts. But even Dave mentioned tonight, he mentioned about, oh, there's people here. The band clearly saw the ticket numbers. They understood where they were, and they played a better show. Again, arguments to be made that the fall tour last year, that really was like an extended, of the summer, in the fall tour in 2018, they came out the gates with liberations, but guess where they started? Columbus, Ohio. Okay, the epicenter of many different great venues from Blossom to the east, Riverbend to the south, Deer Creek and Alpine folks to the west. And they all crave DMB year round, and they all went to Columbus, Ohio in 18 and 21 and got liberations and tour debuts for the year debuts, as we call them YD. We should call them YDs, year debuts. This show has a Water into Rhine teams in between the Riff and Gray Street. These are practical things this band can do when they actually get people to show up in high numbers. And Pine Knob to the north. Yeah, Conor, you're right. Yeah. Pine Knob to the north as well. We have our guy Tony C is going to be following the band this week, going to Chicago. This is a great set for considering what we had the last couple of weeks. Is it the best set of all time? No. Have there better sets last year? Yes. But this is a set that matched the market. It matched the people that came out to this show in much higher numbers than most of the other shows outside of Seattle. Seattle was an odd show, a unique show, a special show, but it was unique. So as I've said, do not freak out about this band. And if the band, listen, there may be a point when the band's set list change. Okay, don't go to shows or pick specific shows to go to. Or if everything seems to change in a way you don't like it, guess what? Nobody's forcing you to go to Dave Matthews Band shows. This band has been touring for over 30 years and really bring shows to us every year. Every year. Think about that. Every year. If they're just having a bad week or they just don't want to do as much, okay. There are bands like Pearl Jam that hardly tour. I've done my taxes more in the last decade than Pearl Jam's toured, okay? And we love Pearl Jam. We just don't love how they don't tour anymore. So accept what the market brings you. You know, shout out to J Bo. He's on right now, had a great time in Salt Lake City. This does not take away from what he had in Salt Lake City and his expectations, specifically going to his hometown show. I'm not saying people did not leave Salt Lake City upset, but it was probably 4 or 5 people. If there was more than that, maybe. Who knows? But the band looks at the market. They play it. Sometimes they play it better than others. Listen, sometimes Des Moines, Iowa gets a show, right? Like in 19. But you guys got to realize, fair or foul, whatever you think, if you think it's not fair, they should play these fire sets every night. They don't. It's their nature. It's who they are. If somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Don't cry about it. This band needs a violin. Yeah, I understand. But David John Matthews does not want a violin right now. Or there's something in his contract. So William S. says, I was at SLC, so it burned tonight's set. And I'm sorry, William. Like, I understand, like, you travel out there, right? And then you get that set and you look at tonight's set. But this is where, if you want a fire set, you got to go to the big venue. And if you can't afford, again, if you can't afford it, if you don't have the time, it is what it is. I mean, that's part of any band, right? Most bands don't even go to Salt Lake City for their tour. You want to see U2? You're not seeing U2 in Nampa, Idaho. You want to see Adele, Beyonce? They're not stopping in Idaho. So in most artists, if you even want to see them on a larger level, you have to travel to a major city. You can live in Dallas, Fort Worth. It's a large metroplex, a top 10 city in the country, and every major artist you love can skip Dallas, Fort Worth. Like, it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of certain bands. Like, when's the last time Fish played Dallas, Fort Worth? If you're a Fish fan, when's the last time they played Dallas, Fort Worth? Right? Even for California. Listen, California, LA County LA County has more people in it than some states. I was looking this up on Twitter the other day. LA County has more people than certain states. Like legitimately more people than certain states. Right? And they don't even get certain acts like they just don't show up to LA anymore. Some bands do, but think about D&B. They went to the Hollywood Bowl this year. They didn't go last year. They just started coming back to the West Coast. Right? I'm trying to find that thing. I'm gonna get to the calls. I promise, and I'll put these chapters so you guys can skip over this rubbish. All this rubbish, huh? Ah. Shout out to Craig out there in the UK on a Monday morning checking in. Right. Point is, there's entire states that are smaller than LA. I think Connecticut is my state. My home state of Connecticut is smaller than LA County. We get more D&B shows a year. We get more Fish shows a year in Connecticut. We get more Tab shows a year than LA. It's life. I understand the frustrations, but if somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Span plays festivals. Yeah, you have Innings Fest in Tempe, Arizona before the world got shut down. Fire Setlist. Other than that, most set lists are cookie cutter at shows like that. So that's my thing. That's my opening monologue. Stop crying. Just don't go to a show. There's plenty of other music you can listen. I just went to Tab and Goose last night. If you're really upset, there's plenty of stuff you can go see outside of D&B. Bands had a great 30-year run. Sorry they lost your business. And by the way, even with some of these low sales in some of these markets out west, they still got like, 5, 6, 7,000 people. The band is not going to go broke because Boise had curtains in the back. They tried it. It looked like, they wanted to visit these cities. Another key thing when I talk to people that kind of know more things behind the scenes, a lot of times they'll say, hey, the reason they may go to this odd city is because of a relationship with someone at the venue, or they just want to go back to that city. They miss traveling to that city. This West Coast run seems like it's a, hey, we kind of just want to mix it up. We need to spice it up in the venue bedroom, right? We need to have a little bit more variety. Okay, and that's what happens. So let's call Connor. Gonna call Connor F and get his opinions from the phone. He lost his voice. Listen, Connor, I know he's like, oh, sorry, my voice, bro. You sounded fine last night. We're gonna call you right now.
Marcus, what's up?
Connor, tell us about this show, your second show in a row in the second consecutive night.
This was probably one of the best shows I've ever been to. Not just the set list wise, but just the energy and everything leading up to it. This was one of the greatest shows of all time that I've been to, at least.
Wait, so you're telling me you can have a great show that has great things beyond the set list? What?
I know, that's mind blowing, right?
Yeah. So tell us about what are some of those things that made this one of your favorite shows? And by the way, before you go, let me just say this. Guys, if you're new to this channel, Connor goes, Alpine is his home venue. And so he's in the Chicago Metro. So Alpine's his home venue. Deer Creek he went to this year. It's not like he's going to like all these. He's going to the big venue. So what made this one stand out?
I mean, just to start, the So Right opener was absolutely killer. That is one of my favorite openers now. Getting other songs like The Riff again. Me and my family were huge fans of The Riff. Getting Gray Street and Rapunzel in the main set. And those aren't even closers. Why I Am Closed, which was perfectly fine with me. Sledgehammer is a cover I'm a big fan of. I know it can get overplayed sometimes, but I really like Sledgehammer.
Okay.
the two-step at the end of the show was very good as well.
Yeah, so you get a riff, back-to-back nights of the riff. How was that water into wine tease? We got a video of that. Let me pull that up from Jen. Oh no, not Jen. Sorry, Jess. Jess. Oh my gosh, how did I mess that up? We're gonna pull that up. But what did you think of that water into wine tease there?
It was actually pretty cool. So right as the riff ended, Dave was playing the chords of Water into Wine for a little bit before changing guitars for Gray Street. And it caught me by surprise a little bit because I thought they were going to segue into that, but it just stopped. So it was definitely a cool little surprise that Dave did tonight.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay on the line. I'm gonna play this for the fans at home who couldn't catch the couch tour. If you're watching this replay in the morning and didn't catch the couch tour, let's take a listen here to Water into Wine.
You bring me wine. We will dance together till the end of time. We go round and round and round and round again. You bring me wine.
All right, so there it is, that Water into Wine. We just played it for the people at home. What was this venue like? What was the crowd like tonight?
The crowd was very, very loud tonight. Again, kind of like I'd say 15, 20 minutes before the show started, it seemed empty, but then it all packed right before they went on stage. And it looked like to me that there was not an empty seat in the house. I mean, this place was packed. Every seat had someone sitting in it. Well, not for the show, but sitting in it before the show.
Wow, that's impressive. Especially with the size of just how large the Target Center is, home of the WNBA final, or the host of the WNBA. I mean, no, not the WNBA, the NCAA women's basketball final. My UConn Huskies lost to Aaliyah Boston in South Carolina, but I saw that how packed it was for that with lights on. So I know the size of this venue is pretty large for arenas. For them to fill it up is big. Did you hear? I got a message from our friend James who got the set list, and he said something about Dave mentioning that there were actually people there. We got people. Did you hear that?
I don't remember where exactly in the show that was, but I remember him saying that partially tonight.
Okay.
I got a set list too from Rob, Dave's vocal coach. I got a set list handed to me during Sister.
Awesome. And that's what James got his set list.
Nights.
What's that?
It's my second set list in as many nights.
That is awesome. So you got back-to-back nights of shows, back-to-back set lists. That's an incredible accomplishment. And James got his set list from Rab. So it looks like Rab was kind of going around and passing out the love to fans, as he does usually. But it's great to see that he's still doing that. I'm looking at the set list. Looks like it's all tied together. So there's so much, so right to the triplets. Maker, Graves, Madman's Eyes, Sledgehammer.
Yeah, that version of Lion Our Graves was absolutely amazing. Tim Reynolds just did his thing and he killed it. That solo he had was probably the best I've ever seen. The best version without a violin I've ever heard.
Wow. And we just played tonight. We played that SPAC Night 2 version, same type of idea, where Tim was really shredding in a good way. He really highlighted the best of what he can do when he's dialed in. And like I said, there's no violin, but Tim fills a void for Graves tonight, as you said. And I felt the same way at SPAC Night 2. Like it really felt like he truly mastered just what you need to do with this current formation of the band. So you get 3 tour debuts for this actual show. Obviously, we just went over So Right and Graves. The third one was sister. Did he say anything about, women's rights? Did he say anything about his sister? What did he anything going on there?
Yeah, so before the song started, he said that this song was for all the sisters, and then he said something about women. He said that he trusts women's choice of their bodies, and yet he trusts the women to take power of the country and even the world.
Gotcha. And it looks like, and Kermit the Prog, shout out to you. We're going to talk about that in a second. Kermit the Prog, aka Zach, one of our tapers. This was not taped tonight. Some things fell through. I was texting one of the other tapers tonight, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But Zach, I want to say thank you for all you do. Mark, if you're listening as well, same thing. Poster, did you see posters on the way out? Did it sell out? Did it sell well?
I'm assuming that it sold well. We were on the floor tonight, so we had a different way of exiting. But poster tonight was awesome. Probably the best of the winter tour. I may be biased because it was a show I attended, but really cool poster. They had a few foils in there, but they were gone at the drop of a dime. So I know all the foils are gone. I don't know if the regular editions sold out or not.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I think it's actually good. Like, I think the poster was great tonight as well. We're going to go into that a little later in the show. What some of the meaning was behind it. But I do think it's kind of cool that it's a shame in some ways that all these posters are kind of left as stacks. We've seen some pictures from some shows like Idaho, and it's like, oh wow, it's a whole stack. But I do think it's actually nice that they're like the quality of the posters is better than ever, even with some of the shaky sales before tonight. I love how everyone can kind of go home with the poster. We saw some of our friends, Dreaming Bee and Jess and her husband. They were able to easily get posters without stress or hassle. And these posters, they really loved the posters tonight, and they were special for them. So I think it's great that these fall shows outside of MSG, that's going to be a tough one. But I mean, that everyone can, people who go to these shows, I think every show you went home with at least a good or great poster.
Yeah, I agree to that. And for us as well, it was no stress. We walked right in, we got our poster hassle free, and we went on with our business. Yeah. And it was the same way in Omaha yesterday.
Right.
No stress getting these posters.
Right. That's awesome. And then you just can focus more on the show and your music and everything else. So very cool on that end. Any other final thoughts about the sound, about the stage presence, about some of the band members tonight?
I just felt that everyone was rolling on all cylinders tonight. This show was absolutely phenomenal. Every minute of the show I enjoyed.
Awesome. Well, safe travels back, and thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We will reconnect on Tuesday after the Chicago show.
All right. You take care. Goodbye.
Yep, bye.
So that's Conor F. If you missed last night's show, or he's a fan, second generation DMB fan. His father was chasing this band in the 90s. He's in his 20s. Him, his sister, and his father go to these shows. Very cool to see them all. Met them at Alpine. The whole family at Alpine met Conor at Deer Creek and Alpine. There was no tape tonight, Jessica. Great to see you check in. I want to talk about that right now. Let me pull up the post I had. The tapers are incredible in this community. This is the first known show since 2019 that has not been taped as far as full band. Like I said, it seems like something fell through last minute. They couldn't get it done to get someone out there. And but what I gotta say, as much as sad as it is that there is no taper, right? We really have to just acknowledge how hard it is to orchestrate this. People are growing older, moving, changing lifestyle. So they may have been in an area like the Northeast. Now they're moving down south. They're not going to as many stuff. Some people have families. Some people are getting married. Some people may be going through divorces. There's a lot of life events happening for the taper community, or the average taper age in this DMV community, right? Cost of everything's going up. This was my post right here. Said, some things fell through and no known taper in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but thanks to the tapers, Mark, a newer taper. Zach is new-ish compared to the OGs of this, like the 90s. But both of these guys, Zach and Mark, they've been on this stream. They've taken what they can from the OGs and made them as real as anything, literally, pun intended. They've stepped up. We've had Zach make crazy cross-country trips. They've had Priority Express overnight shipped taper gear to certain spots of the country. They hope the taper gear makes it with them flying in. Last minute purchases, things like that. It's disappointing that we don't have a tape, but I understand the heart of these tapers, the blood, sweat, and tears. Their intentions are only to give you guys this music, right? They just want to capture this, and we really have to appreciate, because listen, I went to Tab and Goose last night. Now listen, I posted videos, right? I had a couple of videos, but I only did that so I could actually show you on my last stream. Check that out, my Goose and Tab review, so I could actually play that content. That's not, without a copyright strike. I can't play stuff from the Nug stream on my stream. They would just strike it down. But at least Goose and Tab and all that stuff, nearly every show is available for replay. Like literally, the show a couple nights ago for Goose, they put the set up on Bandcamp. It's an app for musicians to post live shows. They put the soundboard audio up for the Goose stream before Tab even got off stage. That's the luxury a lot of other communities have. DMB does not have that luxury. I will say, despite the fact they do not sell their shows on Nugs, on any sort of site type of app, because they could have a DMB. Listen, DMB could have a DMB app. If Live Fish has an app, DMB could do it, because DMB makes more money. DMB sells more tickets than Fish, right? And people would eat it up. They decide not to do that. I think some of it has to do with just the way Dave and them like to really butter up and put makeup on the live mixes, right? And if they have a bad show, they don't want it just to be available right away, or what they feel like they made a couple rusty mistakes. I don't mind Dave making mistakes, but Dave does, it appears. So I say all that to say that it is kind of fun. I have a joy in capturing this stuff at the show. I am I love. There is nothing better than to have a video and then Copperpot takes it, and then a fan's like, "Hey, this was a special moment. This was, it makes me so happy. That's all I'm going to say, is it makes me so happy. We will get to Jessica. Let me see if okay. Let's see if Jessica is ready. I'm gonna wait for Jessica to get ready here, because we want to call her. But what I'll say is, listen, tonight was special, and this is not about me as much as this is what this whole community is about. But obviously we've had a lot of people that we just try to help and support at shows. But we had Dreaming Bee Jocelyn. She was at Alpine, right? And her husband passed away, right? After Alpine. Just complete shock, unexpected. You could follow her and she'll share her story. But just, understand that this was the first time she was at this was her first show that she went to since everything happened, right? Having to go through a lot, relocate, go move back with family. Some of this she did share with DMB Mamas just so that we understood what she was going through, how we can support and help her. And I say that to say that the last show that she was with her husband at, and the last show they'll ever be at together, I caught that dreaming tree. Now she found video through her, I believe it was her husband's phone. But like to be able to take that video, to be able to people, oh, this was the first show I went with my kids to, or this was the first show I did this or that or whatever. That's why I pull out a phone at a show. It's not to just, oh, I'm gonna put this on Instagram and brag about it. It's because, listen, we don't know what's gonna be put up on a soundboard release for this band. We don't know if a tapers may not be there that night. I remember pulling out, I actually recorded all of Sound on Sound. I didn't realize my friend Zach was there. Um, I enjoy trying to capture what I can for fans at home. I enjoy capturing this stuff because this same music helped me through some times in my life where I was going through things, loss of loved ones sick, bad breakups. This music, Copper Pots videos, this is why we do it. And to see this here, it warms my heart, despite everything that Dreaming B and her family is going through, her kids are going through. This is what it's about. I mean, these kids in their first pit show. I'm speechless. Like, and then we're gonna talk to Jess. Says almost back, right? We're gonna talk to Jess and her family, and like she got to go to see with her kids. And we talk Setlist, we talk show flow, but just it's special to see what happens when you're able to go to shows with people you care about. I'll be taking my soon to be wife to shows, and everyone in the community wants to meet her. I'm like, you got all these people that want to meet you that have met me at these shows, and it's just great to see the community aspect of this. Um, People looking out for each other. I will say Jessica was able to get a poster for Dreaming Being. They met up, and all the kids got to see. They both had their kids with them, and it was just special to see pictures. They sent me some pictures there about with them, which is awesome. But this is what it's all about, you know. We being there, supporting each other. All you guys that come on, support the stream. We talk here late at night. Craig's in the UK. We've had the fan that Jane likes, Haley. She's in Australia. Sometimes she's on, depending on when she has that time. But this is awesome. And then let's go to Jessica, and we'll pull this up. And I want to show Jess. Okay. Right. So here's her daughter. These are all public photos, just full disclosure. Um, pulling up the light during the encore, the kids during warehouse. Her son, it's funny, her son, I asked her, hey, what does your kids want to hear? And her son said, typical situation. Like that's how you're raising your kid right. When they don't say sledgehammer, they don't say, do you remember? Her son says, listen, I want to hear typical situation. That's a good that kid knows what he's talking about. All right. He knows the best songs in the playlist. Okay. Right. When your son says, but daddy, I like the Lily White Sessions Big Eye Fish better. Like that means your son or your daughter is being raised right. Some other, let's see, what do we have? Then that's her husband. That's Wayne right there. It's got his 41 shirt, and they got 41. So this is awesome. This is cool to see. And again, all the pictures, everyone who's messaged me tonight, everyone's like talking about the crowd is full. This is a big crowd. Everyone's excited. Like that's what we saw tonight. And the band can see this stuff. I mean, again, they're not just because, like, if 5 tickets aren't sold, right? Or, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes the market, like, you'll have some fall tour stops in, like, Manchester, New Hampshire, in Philly. Sometimes the Upper Deck has some openings. And Albany, New York, SPAC territory, when it's the winter time, they don't get as many people out. So sometimes the Albany uppers aren't as full, but they know the crowd. And so they do all these things. They definitely have a great sense of what to play for the crowd because everyone for this show is I mean not everyone who actually calls in for the most part. Yes, there are people. I don't want to discredit what someone in the chat earlier. Who was that? Right? Who said they went to saw? Oh, William, right? So William was at SLC. He didn't like it, right? Oh, he felt burned, right? He felt burned. Not that he didn't like it, right? So that happens. But overwhelmingly, people are coming back and they're happy. And listen, like I said, some of these sets, if I flew across country and saw it, the set list part of it, I wouldn't be a fan of. But I travel for the journey. I traveled. Now I didn't make the trip. No, obviously I didn't make the trip this far. But it has to be more for some of these shows. Some of the markets, it has to be more than you can't just go out specifically for the set list. Port Portland was a good show, but it wasn't great. But you can't go to Vancouver, British Columbia, and expect that like the all time world beater set list. Oh, Mason. Oh, Mason, you saw what I was talking about. Yeah, Mason, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you have school tomorrow, but you get to stay up a little later to see your first Dave show. I will say, I remember I did not go to Dave shows as a kid, but I remember going to hockey games with my dad as a kid, and that was like a special. Oh my gosh. Let's remove some of these chats. You know that when you have the I got to delete some of these messages. Yeah. There was an inappropriate chat there. We had to block off. But you know it's hot when the bots come out. You know this set list is fire when the bots come out. But it just really, really. Anyway, I just remember going to hockey games with my dad, and I still go to hockey. We every year, me and my mom and dad. Let me see if I pull that up. Then we'll call Jess. I know I'm getting all like nostalgic here. Um, see if we can find that. Yeah. I go to the UMass game with my parents every year. Here it is. So this goes back to my early days. So that's my dad, that's my mom. They met at UMass. They raised me in Connecticut. I live 20 minutes, 25 minutes from UConn. So I'm a UConn hockey fan, season ticket holder. Like this is what it's all about. When you get to have these times with family, it's special. Now UMass, I think, won this game, so I wasn't happy. But yeah. Oh no. I think because that's the national championship jersey. Yeah. So like this is what it's all about. And then if we go back to here, I'll show you just to show you obviously you guys have probably seen this picture. I post it so much, but it's one of my favorite pictures. This YouTube video was deleted. It violated copyright strikes, right? But this was me at the Whalers game. My dad's next to me, but you can't see him, right? That's me at 6.5 years old. That's little concert Viz 34 at a Whalers game. That's in 1997. I was 6.5 with the bowl of popcorn there. So that it's special when you have these traditions or have these events you go to with your parents, grandparents, guardians, uncles, cousins, right? You want to see my uncle, what? Let's see. Find that. Find that. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Guys, my uncle is single. By the way, my uncle's single. He's almost 50. He's in his late 40s. That's me and my uncle at Brandy Carlisle was just about to start off. So if you guys are single, message your boy Conserviz 34. I'll set you up. My uncle's single in the Boston area, ready to mingle. Yeah, that's my uncle. That's back in 2013. So yeah, that was me and my uncle at a show. Got Captain, Long Black Veil, some other stuff at that show. Last True Reflections full band. Mansfield Night 1, 2013. Got stuck in the general admission lots forever. But yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let me get to the next caller. Let me set everything up. So, but I think it's just great. It was great to see you guys. I felt like a lot of we saw so many people from Twitter that we have in our circles here on the DMB Twitter that were at the show tonight. Conor and Jess and Dreaming B and James, who he messages me every now and then. He was at the show. Okay. Yeah, so we'll reach out to them for she's got to put the kids to bed probably soon because it's 11:45. But no, we'll give them a special exception tonight.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, so tell us about this show, the first real show that you took your kids to for DMB.
Oh, it was an adventure. It was a really good show. What did you think, Mason?
It was good.
It was good?
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. What was the best part?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. He's building a Lego set that he got earlier today. So he has moved from Dave to Legos.
All right, so Nathan, what did you think? Let's talk before the show. What did you think of the Mall of America?
Mason, how was the Mall of America?
It was nice.
So I heard you got on some roller coasters, right?
Yep. I got on the first one. I hate it. I did not like that one. It was way too spinny and stuff. I did not like it one bit.
I'm not a fan of the spinny roller coasters either. When I went to Disney, the Rock and Roller Coaster kind of got me a little dizzy. So I'm with you there, Nathan. I like the ones that just go fast and up and down. So.
Yeah, I went on one that was very fast. That had a big spin thing. Like you would go on it and you would go sideways and you would spin around in circles. And it would go very fast. I did not like that part. That's when I started crying because I didn't like it.
Gotcha. Well, that's understandable. What was your favorite part of the show tonight?
I'm not sure. It's very hard to think of a favorite part.
That's okay. It's a lot to take in, right? You got so many different things going on at once. You had the lights and the guitars and the drums and all the people.
And I was screaming.
Yes, all the screaming. Everyone screaming for Dave.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay.
That's good.
It was okay. Olivia, what do you think of the show? Good. They're wiped out.
There. Well, I know it's 11:48 Central Time, so and it was a long trek for you guys. The kids thought they were in Canada or another country because it was such a long drive. So it's understandable. But for you and your husband, what was this? What did it mean to have your kids with you guys at a show tonight?
Oh, it was cool. I would definitely never take them to like an Alpine.
Right.
But when they announced this fall tour and I was like, okay, it's an indoor show. It's a Sunday night. It's going to be, it made it seem much more possible. And it's a drivable distance. So we requested tickets from Warehouse and I thought, well, if we get them, we'll go. And if we don't, who are we kidding? We'll probably still go. So it worked out.
How was the sound? One of the things I pointed out on Twitter was we heard your Gray Street video and everything sounded great. How did the sound compare tonight as far as your other shows from the fall tour? I mean, the summer tour.
I feel like it's hard to compare an indoor venue and an outdoor venue, but I get nervous for indoor shows because the sound, they don't always sound great indoors to me. Mm-hmm. And I thought the sound was excellent tonight.
That's awesome. And we have a So Right opener. We have a bunch of Crash songs, 5 Crash songs. What did you think about the beginning of this show as you're anticipating what the night would bring?
Oh, it was a strong beginning. Lots of singing, lots of dancing. It was pretty exciting. We had some really great people around us, which always I think helps you have time when everybody is into it, and it was really good.
Yeah, the people around you make a whole difference. You can be a section over. You could be, like you said, it could be a Sunday show versus a Tuesday. Like people will come to a Tuesday show and somehow they may be just more disrespectful or more wild on a Tuesday, but a Sunday show will just somehow bring difference. Sometimes a Monday show, like it's just who you're around, the venue,
we get wild.
All that stuff can make a huge difference. So that's good that at least in your area things were good, the people around you were good, because it can impact a show for sure. And water into wine, let's talk about that. We played your video earlier, but to me that was like oh my gosh, whoa, this is this is unexpected. First time since 2021 as far as in the partial. Let's just double check that because sometimes it's teased. Oh, there was technically a tease. Oh wait, no, they have it twice here. So here's the thing, but I just found this out. The last time they did a water into wine tease, guess who was at the show?
I hope it was me.
So the last time was me. I was at MSG Night 2. So just think about that, folks. If you're watching at home, what we got at MSG Night 2, that water into wine partial or tease, that carries over into a Sunday Minneapolis show as the band really truly gets to the Midwest and works its way east. So that's just a very cool thing there that you guys got that water into wine tease or partial, whatever you want to call it, in between the Riff and Gray Street. I mean, that's a great little run there.
When he first kind of hinted at it, I got overly excited, and then very excited, very disappointed. And then we actually played it. I was like, "Oh, okay, that made up for it."
That's awesome. And sometimes you always hang. It's always interesting. You got to hang on the edge of your seat because you don't know. Like sometimes they'll go into it a little more. You know, Kill the Preacher will be a little longer. It'll be shorter. I know you guys got that. And 19 songs in the main set. Did this show seem longer or shorter than what you're used to for a Dave show?
Seems shorter.
Okay. Doesn't appear.
It seems shorter to me. I don't know why. It seems shorter.
It doesn't seem like there were many, like there wasn't Seek Up. There wasn't Jimmy thing. There's a lot of just great songs that kind of come in and come out. Lie in Our Graves, maybe that's your longest song.
Right. Short songs make it feel shorter to me.
That makes sense because you can have a crush, a lot like a crush, a Jimmy thing, and a Seek Up within the first, 10 10 songs and it feels like it can make it feel longer. So
Right.
a lot of
actually,
good things.
45 minutes, right?
Oh yeah, we got to time it. Yeah. I was waiting for that. I was going to tell you guys, hey, you got to get your stopwatch. It's a great teachable moment for the kids to track time. How long is the seek up, Yeah. And you know, did you guys notice as far as, so I know your section was good. Did you guys notice as far as the overall crowd, like how they were, how they reacted, how it was like coming in and coming out? Like what was the experience like for the like just the overall crowd?
It was great. I thought it was better than per se, like some of the time at Deer Creek that we've had. Like, I don't know, just seemed better. But it's also Sunday night too,
Right.
and the Vikings won, so I mean, people are, happier.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Minnesota, I'm a Patriots fan, so they beat the Bills in overtime. They give us this awesome set, so now I'm looking for it. It's giving hope to everyone out east. I mean, I think I love the city of Minnesota right now. They're doing a lot of great things for me personally.
People were really, I think, in a good mood. And even when we went up to the merch table, there was like one of the workers was like, I'll take whoever's next. And it was, like loosely lines, but not really.
Right.
And so I went to step forward because I thought I was next. And the guy kind of behind me thought that he was next. And so like, we both kind of like did that, is it you? Is it you? And then he's like, no, go ahead. And I kind of chuckled and thought, oh, maybe he's not getting a poster, because I feel like that doesn't happen if you're really after a poster. You're like, no, it was me. It was me.
Well, that's good.
So I guess there's Midwest nice, and then there's Minnesota nice.
Yes. Yeah. It also depends, is it a Chiefs game or is it, like a Royals game? Yeah, it's there's 81 of these games, and baseball is not as intense, versus a
Right.
Chiefs game. It's like, yeah, this is all or nothing, we're trying to get that dynasty like the Patriots. So it's that the environment can change even within in the Midwest, and also the crowd, the makeup, who flies out, who drives out, that also can make a big difference there. And then what was it like to meet Dreaming Bee and her children, and you guys have that meetup tonight?
Oh, it was meant to be, I think.
That's awesome.
We kind of were messaging before the show, and I know my husband thinks I'm not very good at getting posters, but I had a feeling that we were going to be able to get the poster. And I was like, don't worry, we're going to get this for you. And we got in and got the poster, and she saw me waving from up in the seats because she was in the pit. And
oh, wow.
Poster, don't worry, have a good show. And then at the end of the show, when Dave was doing the selfie, I saw her and the kids holding up the sign.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, she's going to be in the selfie. And then we were able to meet up after the show so I could give her the poster. And she's like, I think we made the selfie. And I was like, oh, I know you did. I have a picture of you, like you were. And I have a picture of Dave taking the selfie from where we were sitting. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. And I'm sure she was relieved that I wasn't an axe murderer. And
Midwest nice.
Midwest nice.
Yes, this is true. And well, also we know what happened in Denver. Never forget. Night one, there was an inability to get a poster because there was, obviously there were Let me stay out of your debate. But we do there is supporting evidence according to sources that a poster was missed, but then purchased and everything was made right. So,
You
but,
didn't purchase it to make it right. I did.
right. Listen,
There's still wrong there, Marcus. There's
listen,
still that wrong.
Wayne,
Whatever.
I
When he said
I
that, I was like, I buy that.
I finished marriage counseling, and I'm told that this is how marriage works. You're supposed to make it right for your wife, even if they do wrong. That's
I'm the one that wanted the poster, Marcus, not her.
I know. Oh, I know. Like I said, this is what they told me in counseling. This is what I've been made aware of. This is how it works. So I have to say I'm this is what I'm learning as I get married in less than a month. This is what it's all about, right? You wanted it, you didn't get it, you have to pay for it. That's how that's what being a husband is, apparently. Allegedly, that's what I heard.
I wanted it. She didn't get it,
Right.
and I still paid for
Right.
it.
But what are you supposed to say? Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anything for you, honey. This is what
Hence the reason why we're in Minnesota and going to Chicago.
That wasn't the deer poster. We didn't get that one either, did we?
We didn't. She didn't get the deer poster from Alpine that I asked her to get either. The danger one.
well wait, the deer one was
danger.
the danger was the train in Deer
No,
Creek.
not that one. I stood in line for an hour and a half for that.
Oh, yeah.
The deer one was Winters for Alpine.
Winter.
Yes.
The Winters. She didn't give me that one either.
To be fair though, that one was harder to get. That one, my friend who gets every poster almost didn't get that poster in the outside merch. Like he was there for a good while early. So to be fair, I'll let I think to be that. So you guys are even. It's a tie.
I wasn't there at Alpine for that one, and I still got that one.
Oh, so you were able to buy it later?
I got a buddy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Next topic.
All right. All right. Yeah. Before I get in trouble, we want to keep people together. So let's see. We talked about you met up. Talked about the beginning of the show. Obviously, we did brief go over the 41, but was there like a best song or best moment of the show?
All of it.
All of it.
I think Water into Wine. I was very excited for that.
Why I am always.
Okay, so the YM at the end of the set.
I know what I'm gonna say, and you're gonna laugh at me.
Yeah, play Jimmy thing.
No, we already talked about that. When they played Come Tomorrow, I know that would be a bathroom song for you, but it was pretty cool to have the kids there. And Olivia was dancing with me, and it was fun. That was pretty cool. Not something that I've had at a show before, obviously. So I liked that.
Well, if the children were happy, then I'm happy. But I don't like Come Tomorrow. But I understand. No, but I understand. It's an upbeat song, and it is special. Anything where you have your family there, when you have a special moment. So I can understand that. We'll let that slide today for the children.
For the children.
But
imagine like a 20-minute version of that song.
That's not funny. That's the now you're pushing. Now you guys are. That's not funny at all. That is a nightmare. But yeah, that song it stays 4 plays. Wow, that was something I did not see coming this year. I thought for the rallies, he would play it for the rallies, and then it stays Dave solo. We see that a lot. Even some of the Mercy performances in recent years, it stayed at like a Dave solo, but never got to the main full band or even a Dave and Tim. Some songs don't even get to Dave and Tim. It's just Dave solo at a special event. So yeah, it's a shocker that it's staying around. I hope it's played MSG night one. So when I go night two, I'm like, oh, I'm glad you guys got it night one. And to come tomorrow, it doesn't show up, you know.
It
But
would be the only song he plays both nights.
oh my gosh, yeah. I just feel so inclined that I'm yeah, but no, but listen, everyone has certain moments, and there's not really a wrong answer. Even Sledgehammer, I understand why people love it there. So thank you guys so much for being on. Thank you for sharing your whole world as far as even just like the interactions your children had, and it's great to see that. It's great to see these you know the fan base continue to grow. Literally with the children that come up and are raised on Dave.
They are raised on Dave. No, we're not. You're not? Can you guys say this? Olivia said, she's sleepy. Mason is hoping you're going to write another song for him. So
you'll have to show him the rap that I did for
all right, we'll check it out
on Twitter. Yeah, it's clean. There's no bad. I don't swear on it. it's a positive. It's yeah. I did a thing about more people, more deep cuts. So it's on my Twitter feed. There, it's pretty funny. But yeah, hope you guys have a safe trip back home whenever you do head home. And thank you guys for being on tonight. Take care.
Thanks. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye, friend.
All right. So that was Jess, Wayne, and the children. Olivia. Was it Olivia? Olivia. And oh, I forgot her son's name already. But great to see them all there. So here's all right. So they should bring out Bella Fleck, Clapton, John Popper, and MSG to guest on up tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh, Barry, that's well played, William. Oh my god. That would be like a disaster. Just like the banjo playing come tomorrow. Like even the banjo could not save that horrible song. Like there's just no way.
Nope. No, 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 no.
Clapton on guitar, John Popper on the harmonica. You could have Billy Joel playing the piano, man, and it still would not save that song. But that's very funny. Well played, William S. There. So what else is there? Poster. Let's take a look at the. I want to get to this here because there was some information behind the poster that I found on Facebook. All right, the actual poster writer actually put this on a group. This was a public post. Rarely bass Prince, right? Honored and is ecstatic to reveal new work for Dave Matthews Band for their show back up north in Minneapolis. When the Dave team asked me to come back for another print, I was stoked. When they asked me to drum something up for the city that I've lived in for the last 2 years, resounding yes. Funny enough, this is the only second gig I've had for Minneapolis and the only one I've tried to incorporate local elements in. I wanted to work in the loon and the blue heron somehow. And then I had the idea of an 80s, 90s adventure novel movie, and bam, I had a poster in which I had a blast creating every detail of. Swipe through to see the lore document I posted yesterday as a tease. Thank you as always, and shouting out a couple people. The band has regs and foils tonight, and my APs will go up with the stack of other new posters I have on Wednesday, November 16th, 12 noon Central Standard Time. So 12 noon Central Standard Time. If you did not have an ability for a poster buddy to get you a poster and you want it, APs will be up then. If you didn't get a foil at the show, there'll probably be some AP foils as well. Let's take a look at the poster. Excuse me. let me get to Johnny Driscoll's post, and then we'll, because Johnny always has it. Shout out to Johnny Driscoll, one of the people behind B&B Family. If you guys are a part of that group, so this is the poster right here. Okay, we're gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. If you notice, there's the blue heron right there, and you have this area right here, just very cool. We'll scroll up a little further. I liked it. I thought this was a cool poster. Just definitely unique, not the standard thing, but I like how they use local things. I think that's important. Even if some people don't like it, if some people do, I think it's important when you to try to have a respect for something local, for something significant. Daniel Danger was the MVP of that this year, between the crazy horse statue and the train tracks and excuse me. So I think having these local poster creators in this tour has made this tour a great tour for posters. Period. You may not like everyone, but I think the quality and the field goal percentage is higher for this fall tour. I mean, I think nothing has missed. Some posters are just good, not great, but there's not like an abysmal bad poster. I think of the Hartford poster this year was a joke. I am actually glad it was a joke because I could go to the rail and know that I wasn't missing out on a good poster. So that's how I feel. But I digress. I just think I think it was great. Great poster. And this whole fall tour has been great. And like I said earlier, even at venues where it's not going to sell out, right? Gives people less stress. You can collect something, know that you're not going to have to worry about it. You can even help out some friends who aren't there. And I think that's cool. I saw a lot of people talking last night and tonight about, hey, can you get this poster for me? Obviously, this is just in general, no matter what this poster looks like, for Jess and her family we just spoke to, and then obviously dreaming be just a special show. Just the significance of bringing her kids to the pit, their first pit show, despite the loss, the tragic loss of her husband. It's a special poster for her. So there you have it. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. I did my rant. We talked to two people. We'll be back on for Chicago. Chicago, And Chicago is going to be on Tuesday the 15th. So stay tuned. Same time, 10:45 p.m. Central, 11:45 p.m. Eastern. And then Wednesday, Dayton. Stay tuned for Wednesday. I'll be back. Your boy Conservis 34 will be back on again. Friday and then Saturday is New York City. By the way, just be on standby for for New York, because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do yet. One or two things will happen. I'll have a post-show stream about an hour and a half after the show, or it could be about 2 hours to 3 hours. Just stay tuned. If you miss it, if it's too late for you, wake up the next morning and watch it there. You will not want to miss it, because your boy will be definitely sharing the experience of being there. The only fall tour stop I have is Saturday. So Jessica's last show of the year is this Tuesday. So yeah. Hey, listen, Mexico comes around, and then you have the spring tour. I mean, not spring tour. I'm not. Hey, I don't. Hey, there could be a spring tour. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's not even like I got information. But the summer tour announced would be beginning of next year. So enjoy it. Make the most of what you got. Don't waste time being something you're not. And if you have a show left, enjoy it. If you don't, hey, just check in on the streams and stay tuned for more information about upcoming shows. So, what are we gonna do next? We got to get the outro song because I think that's all I have. Reviews, even on the most on the most harshest of anti-marching forums, seems to be more positive that things are going in the right direction. Obviously, no liberations, but still, seems like the people who were crying murder just a couple days ago or even last night are now saying, hey, it is what it is. Told you, no matter what you say, no matter if you think it's fair or not, band has different strategies for different cities for the most part. Let's see what we can drum up tonight. See, we'll try to get something here. Jessica's manifesting a Europe tour, spring tour. Hey, we'd have to have you on, Craig, and get you. I'd have to come on at like what 4:30, 4:30 Eastern. BC Drums, thank you for coming on. Thank you. Cheers. Let's see what we can do. Try to get something quick here. All right, here's what we'll do just for fun. I didn't want to do this, but it seems like the only thing. I hate Watchtower encores. This was actually a mid-set Watchtower, but just so we can be funny, we will close out this show with a Watchtower from Seattle. All right.
What are you doing?
We will contradict ourselves here and close out with this in 4K from Seattle, Washington. It's your boy ConcertViz34. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to donate to your boy ConcertViz. What was I saying? Cash App is ConcertViz34. I'll put that up there. No, I don't need it, but if you want to help to improve the quality of the stream, cameras that I will have for the live shots of shows I go to, like MSG. You feel inclined, Cash App is ConcertViz34, not required. Instagram and Twitter, ConcertViz34, Twitter and IG. Definitely like this video. Share this video and tell people why you like this stream. I think that's important. I know a lot of people see this stream and it pass it by. I've seen a lot of content on YouTube and I just pass it by. I heard it's good, but I don't want to see it. But tell people why you like the stream, why you like, chatting with me, and share it with them. And again, I want to grow this so that we can have a lot more people available. People are fighting to get on the cause or get on the link to be on the post-show stream. That's my goal, is to grow this, because it's important to get perspective from people who were at the show, not just I'm looking at the set list, even I'm looking at the Cal show, even I'm listening to Sirius XM. When you're there, it's a different vibe. There's different vibes across the venue, from the pit to the last row of the upper deck. And I love to capture this and document this for the culture, for the fan base. So without further ado, Watchtower from Climate Pledge Arena featuring Mike McCready. We'll play that now. I'm out. See you Tuesday. Peace.
So true.